I'll just take you now on a small presentation giving the overview of the mutual fund and what it stands for, and after that we could take Q&As. So, a core belief is the law of the farm. You cannot sow something today and reap tomorrow. Just as a seed has to go through various seasons to become a full-blown tree, so is the case with investment. So is the case with our investment. It needs a lot of nurturing, and the most important thing, it needs time. Whatever we do in the organization is always with a long-term horizon. The way we manage everything is with a long-term horizon, and hopefully our investors also believe in this and have a long-term horizon when y'all are investing, at least in equities. So again, what in a nutshell, what do we do and how do we manage the fund is we want to pay a reasonable prices for the business we own, and when we go with that mindset, we avoid the new age IPOs which are coming out, or frenzied sector, or very expensive or fancied sectors, or or just momentum investing as such, so we avoid all those things, and again, the thing is we want to earn a moderate returns on those investments. We don't look to get supernormal returns, because kind of the supernormal returns are not, they don't really last, again, earning a moderate return, and what we want to do is we don't want to lose money, which is most important thing that we do, is that the focus is always on the downside protection, and having low risk in the portfolio. And I think once we can protect the downside and give a reasonable upside, and we continuously and consistently do it, I think the compounding effect will take place, and we believe the returns will be pretty competitive. So I have touched on a few of these things. We have a fiduciary responsibility towards our unit holders. And that is exactly why we only launch schemes which we think are going to be useful to the unit holders, and us being part of the unit holders, what is also what would we want to invest in, or what would we like to invest in. So all the schemes that we've launched, at least all of us have invested some part of our money in it. We are not trying to chase AUM or any of those things, and like I said, we would have, if that was the case, we would be just launching a new scheme every other month. We have open channels of communication. I think we communicate through letters, through our fact sheet. This meeting is one that we put ourselves up for scrutiny for our unit holders to ask us any questions that they might have, and hopefully that increases their trust in us, and also it gives us a chance to know what the unit holders are thinking about. So again, having 4 schemes, there's no survivorship bias, in the sense that if you run 50 schemes, at any given point of time, there'll be one scheme that would be doing really well, and you could market that and hide your other non-performing schemes behind that. Unfortunately, we don't have that luxury. So for good or for bad, we are going to be focused on these schemes, and I think that helps us to have a very focused approach. At the same time, we don't have any other related businesses like broking or distribution or investment management or so the mutual fund is the only thing that we do, and these are the only 4 schemes we run. So our focus is on this completely, and I think that actually helps the unit holders to get a good experience, that we are fully into this, we are all into this. And the last thing is that we look at ourselves as professionals and not business people. Again, what's the difference? A professional like a lawyer or a doctor would do, or he's supposed to do what is in the best interest of the client, or of his client. Whereas if it's a business, then you will do what's best for your bottom line, top line, and that's the thing. I mean, as financial professionals, if you look at only that, then we would probably do things which are not in the best interest of our unit holders. So we want to act as professionals and do what is in the best interest, and that's our endeavor to keep doing that. going forward. Just a short glimpse into our investment approach. What are the things we look at? So the most important thing is partnering with minority shareholder friendly managements. I think we want managements that we can trust completely and who are friendly to minority shareholders, you know. And if we have even a little bit of a doubt on the management quality, we'll probably avoid that company. So that is the most important thing. The fact is because we are going to be partnering them for a very long time. Then we want businesses. We are partnering with businesses and not merely purchasing stock. So what that means is that as long as the underlying business are doing well, we are not too focused on the stock price. You know, as long as the business continues to do what we thought the business would do and continues on an upswing, then the stock prices can even if it's not moving for some time, we got a lot of patience and we would keep holding on to those companies and wait for them to hopefully do well, you know, go in the future. Our preference is for cash generating, low debt businesses. Reason is you can see in stressful times, if you see during the whole pandemic and stuff like that, the companies which had cash could actually survive and actually thrive, and those which were heavy in debt were finding it tough. So that's kind of our preference to have these kind of companies. We want businesses with a strong moat or competitive advantages. Monopoly businesses or a duopoly businesses is something that our preference would be, and those are companies we try to look for. And the other thing is that we want to avoid overpaying. So we are very careful about the price we pay for our companies, and we purchase with a margin of safety. So that's a bit of a glimpse on our investment approach. So we run four schemes, like I said. One is the Parag Parikh Flexi Cap Fund, which is our flagship scheme. The Parag Parikh Liquid Fund, the Tax Saver Fund, and the newly launched Conservative Hybrid Fund. I'll briefly just talk about each fund. Our flagship fund is the Parag Parikh Flexi Cap Fund, which is we launched since the beginning, since our mutual fund came into being in 2013. We've been has been there for about 8.5 years. We look at it as a Swiss Army knife. You know, it's got one device. A Swiss Army knife is one device which has multi-functionality. Similarly, with this with this scheme, the fund manager has a lot of opportunities to invest, and he can go anywhere. It's a kind of a go anywhere equity scheme. So he can invest in India, he can invest globally, he can invest in small cap, mid cap, large cap. The fund manager can take also cash calls, so it's like your balance advantage funds also. So for us, it's an all-in-one kind of a fund, and that's exactly the reason why we haven't launched any other equity fund as such, because we think that this fund can take care of can take care of a lot of opportunities that are available to us. You know, so there's no need as such to launch multiple schemes in the equity space. Again, because it's tax efficient, because we have to invest a minimum 65% in Indian equities, and we can go up to 35% in foreign equities. If we have this kind of 65-35 allocation, it provides us equity taxation, which is pretty good. You know, it's 10% long-term capital gains tax and 15% short-term, which is less than 1 year capital gains tax, and investor only pay that once at the time of redemption. So it works out pretty good. The reason to go abroad, you know, why do we invest abroad? And Rajiv's note also has this, so I'll just quickly go through it. One, it reduces country-specific risk. So if India has tension with its neighbors on the borders, or if there's a demonetization or a bad monsoon, it will hamper India, but it will not hamper any of the other global stocks that we have invested in. So it takes away the country-specific risk. Again, we've seen that different markets go up at different moments. You know, over a 5-year period, the Indian market would have done better than the US market, but before that, the US market would have done better. So these keeps the country The winners keep rotating, and if we have allocation to different markets, it actually reduces the portfolio volatility, which is a big thing. So the portfolio won't be volatile. It'll protect the downside also pretty well. It provides us with a wider choice. Sometimes there are company which are listed abroad where there are no equivalent of those in India, like say Google, Amazon, Microsoft, Facebook. These kind of companies, there are no equivalent in India. So we have to look abroad to invest in some of these new age technology businesses. And sometimes the valuations are obviously very good, and they probably require some form of investment in those, and they are probably at some point we find them even cheaper than the Indian market. So it makes sense to invest in some of these companies by going abroad. Again, the Parakparik liquid fund is to park your short-term money in this. It's mainly to do SIPs and STPs into the equity fund. That's kind of the purpose of it. It's kind of a facilitator to the equity fund. So that's the liquid fund that we have. The tax saver fund has a statutory lock-in of 3 years. It's an open-linked equity linked saving scheme. 3 years is the lock-in. Here you can get tax benefits under 80 seat of up to 1,50,000. So for people who want to save tax, then this is a good option to invest in. And we've newly launched it's been about 3 months to the conservative hybrid fund. This we think is a great alternative to a debt fund, Here, again, we invest in 3 asset classes. Minimum 75% is in debt. And in debt, we play it extremely safe. We only invest in AAA or sovereign rated bonds, and play it very safe. So we don't want to take any risk on the debt side. And we have a small portion, so we can go up to 15% in equity. Even on the equity side, we are looking at high dividend yield stocks, which will give us good cash flow also, and at the same time, there's a chance for capital appreciation. And also up to 10% we invest in REITs and InvITs, where there's scope of regular income in way of rents, and also there's a chance of capital appreciation. So I think going forward, the conservative hybrid fund would be a great alternative to some of the debt funds that are there, and we are pretty excited about this fund actually. So this is the latest one that we've launched about 4 months back. Again, it's touched upon this. I think it's important to have expectations meet, and who should invest. I mean, obviously someone with a long time horizon should invest in our fund, at least in the equity fund. Please give us at least 5 years minimum to put your money here. And in the conservative hybrid, a minimum of 3 years. Again, having 4 schemes, we think it's a simple mutual fund. We have 4 schemes, one in the debt space, one in the tax saver space, one in the liquid space, and now one conservative hybrid, which we think is an equivalent to a debt fund. So I think these take care of most of the investor needs, and again, it's a simple concept of the mutual fund. Again, stock markets are inherently volatile. Obviously, the last 1.5 years, things have only moved one way, but it's not that. It'll at some point there will be some corrections, and not only going to be one way. So again, ups and downs are part and parcel of the market. So please, we like people who welcome rather than fear stock market volatility. It's an opportunity to buy at that point. So the kind of investors we want, who have a long-term thinking like us, and like simple investment solutions. From a few years back, we only had one office, which was in Mumbai at Nariman Point. Today, we've got multiple offices in the top metro cities. So we've got 2 offices in Mumbai. So we are sitting out of our Andheri office currently, which we just moved in 2 weeks back. So now we've got 2 offices in Mumbai. We've got an office in Pune, Bangalore, Chennai, Hyderabad, and Delhi. Kolkata and Ahmedabad, as of right now, the hunt is on to look for a space, for an office space, and hopefully we can close those out soon. That's the presence we have, and hopefully going forward we'll have a lot more branches in other cities also. So that's it from me. Thank you so much. I will.
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme related documents carefully.